Social control theory suggests that the strength and durability of an individual's bonds or commitments to conventional society inhibit criminal behavior or delinquency. The need for belonging and attachment to others is fundamental, influencing many behavioral, emotional, and cognitive processes. Numerous studies highlight the association between attachments and positive youth outcomes. Early sociologists argue that the various forms of delinquency, including criminal behavior, emerge when the connections between individuals and the large society are weak. Sociologist Travis Hirsky, he argued that the most important question is not why do they do it, i.e. why do criminals commit crime, but rather why do the rest of us not do it? Social control theory offers the explanation in social bonds. When an individual's bonds to society are strong, they prevent or limit crime and other deviant behavior. When bonds are weak, they increase the probability of deviance. Weak or broken bonds do not cause delinquency, but rather allow it to happen. Hirsky proposed 4 elements that help to shape the social bonds between individuals and their society. Attachments, which according to attachments, express concern about what others think or sensitivity to the opinion of others. That would lead adolescents or someone to avoid delinquency and criminal and negative behavior in order to avoid disappointing a respected individual or group. For example, who might that be? Parents, could be teachers, could be somebody else they look up to, someone the person looks up to. Commitments, investment of time, energy, and oneself in a particular form of conventional activity and awareness that delinquent behavior would place such investment at risk, such as school, education, less likely to turn to criminal behavior. Commitment is related to the aspiration of going to college and attaining a high status job. The commitment to studying and working hard to reach these goals is considered an investment, and the individual puts their investment at risk if they partake in criminal or delinquent behavior. Involvement is another. Sufficient time and energy spent on conventional activities such that less time remains for criminal behavior, such as, sports or after-school programs or community programs. Beliefs, the extent to which an individual has been socialized into and accepts the common belief system, assuming there is a common belief system or value system within a society or group, i.e. sensitive to others' beliefs. You have respect for the law if you have strong religious beliefs. As with all the other theories, there are always questions raised about the validity of the research. The influence of friendship. Hirsky's claim that criminals act alone may not be accurate because delinquents have quote-unquote friendships, according to research. That appears a good thing. But Hirsky explains that it is a relationship of convenience, uses the quote, birds of a feather flock together, like drug abuse. Those folks come together, but really what's occurring is that deviants don't see their friends' behavior as influential on their own. They just act alone. Failure to achieve. Critics claim that his research doesn't respond to or reflect research that concludes kids who are committed to their future, but who fail in school are more prone to crime. That the commitments, they might be committed to their future, but then they don't do well in school, and they're more prone to crime. The research doesn't talk to that issue. Deviant involvement. Hirsky claims that kids who are involved are less likely to engage in criminal acts, but research, however, shows the opposite. Typically, teens who are out of the house and unsupervised by their parents, they engage in delinquent behavior, especially if they have a car where they have access. They're mobile. So possibly the involvement turns on what type of behavior one is involved in for involvement to work. Deviant peers, or parents. Hirsky suggests that any type of attachment is beneficial, even to deviant peers and parents. He claims deters youth from antisocial behavior. However, as we have seen under different theories, parents who use drugs, child is likely to too. Peers who engage in delinquent behavior, you're likely to do the same to go along. An individual is likely to go along with their peers. So the research doesn't address that. Mistaken casual order. Hirsky claims a weakened social bond leads to delinquency. Rather, research shows that engaging in delinquent behavior decreases or causes the parental bond to weaken, that it is not a weakened bond that leads to the behavior. It's the other way around. The behavior itself can increase parent involvement. And while there continues to be debate relative to strength or importance of the particular elements of social bond, especially involvement, the basic tenets of social control theory are actually strongly supported by decades of research. The strength of an individual's social bonds decreases the propensity of criminal or delinquent behavior. In other words, youth are less attracted to criminal behavior when they are involved with others, learning useful skills, being rewarded for using those skills, enjoying strong relationships and forming attachments, and earning the respect of their communities. As these social bonds become internal, they build social control, which deters individuals from committing unlawful acts. So there is Hirsky's system in a graph. It's also in the book. The last social process theory we're going to discuss is social reaction theory. It's also referred to as the social labeling theory.